Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, and today I'm here to share with you the Breakaway Centerpiece. It's a design technique perfect for all the fragile blossoms. So often, as a professional florist, I find a flower that I love, absolutely love, but I'm afraid to use it for customers because I don't think it'll hold up well. There's so many fragile little blooms. Things like Frtillaria, such a gorgeous springtime blossom. Maybe Lily of the Valley, such a short availability, but when we have it, oh so fragrant. Muscari, it's not a fragile flower, but its stem can be, giving you a little bit of fits. Then not fragile, but isn't the color great? Brasilia. Butterfly lavender. And look how it contorts. Can be a little tricky to work with. Forget-me-nots. Even the vibrant yellow, the Runuculus. And then roses, not fragile, just had to stick them in. Euphorbia, got to know how to work with that. And then the base, some Dusty Miller, which is sturdy as long as it never dehydrates. My chosen vessel for the centerpiece, a beautiful golden bowl from Syndicate Sales. I'm going to fill it with water because if I use foam, it won't work with these tender little stems. So I'm just filling it with water, and that's all I'm going to do. Now you probably think I'm nuts, like, okay, well, Leanne, how are you going to make that look pretty? And really now, you think that's going to work? Nothing's going to hold it in place, and that's the technique I want to share. For the mechanics, we're going to be using multiple bouquets, all tied together. The base, the Dusty Miller, breaking it down a bit. I can leave some on the stem, but I certainly don't need a stem that long, so I can cut that off. And then gathering my materials. Maybe a little bit of the Euphorbia, tucking it in. Maybe a little of the Brasilia, tucking it in. Moving the lower leaves. And then going to the fragile things. The Frtillaria, oh so wonderful, and just tucking it into my hands, letting it come up a little taller, a little bit of the Muscari, maybe the Lily of the Valley, and then again going to the flowers that aren't quite so fragile, adding a rose to the outside, a ranuncula, and then maybe a few more leaves, tucking it in, the forget-me-nots, and I'm just mixing and matching, tucking them into my hand. It's not real scientific. Maybe a lavender, again letting them just come out the top. Another leaf or two, turning it, looking to see where else I might want to add a blossom. Maybe another of the ranunculus over here. And a little bit more of the Euphorbia to brighten that side, and a couple more leaves to finish filling it in. To bind it off, a little bit of raffia, just holding it under my finger, and then wrapping above my hand, not too snugly. You don't want it to bind it so tightly that it breaks those fragile stems. Then tie it into a knot. Then using a clipper, cut it down, making sure all the stems are about the same length. And then you can set this right down into the bowl, and then you do this again. While that's sitting in water, hydrating, I go ahead and I make some more. They don't all have to match. They can be a little unique. Maybe use more Euphorbia in one, maybe no Lily of the Valley in another. Each one becomes its own special little nosegay, reminiscent of the Victorian era when we did the Tussie Mussies. And then working with each of the fragile blossoms to protect them, keeping them up towards the center, and then adding in flowers that aren't fragile on the outside. Removing lower leaves, a little more of the Euphorbia. You wonder how many of the nosegays. Really depends on how big you make your nosegay and then how big your vessel is. Or if you're using them as a gift for people at a party, how many people will be attending? Maybe you want one for each guest that you give out afterwards. As you can see, just tucking them in doesn't take a lot of thought. Key is that everything goes into the center of your hand and everything radiates out in the same direction, and that everything is protected. So you add leaves around, guarding the fragile stems. And then once again, tying it off with just a bit of raffia. Giving it a cut. And drop it into the vase. For this bowl, it takes 5 bouquets to fill it perfectly. 4 on the lower level, and then 1 tucked right down into the center to give it a little more height. You can see how beautiful, full and lush, very long lasting. You can sit down, enjoy your party, enjoy your centerpiece, and then when the event is over, you can keep it and love it for days because it's going to last so long in all that water. Or take each one, pull it out, and gift it to your guests. For this, I found some old doilies at the Goodwill store. Just wrap it around there, protects the stems. Go ahead and add a little bit of raffia to tie it off, and you've got a gift for each of your guests. What a special way to end an evening. Now, as a store owner, I love this because I can put it together and sell it as one large arrangement, or if I need to have a little less expensive, pull it apart, put it into a smaller vessel. It's a great transitioning design. For more inspiration, more great ideas for your flower shop, check out our website at flowerschool.com. If you've got questions, you can reach us through the website or by telephone at 1-800-819-8089. And of course, you can always reach me through my personal email. Feel free to pop off questions as you have them. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Now it's your turn. Have fun and do something you love.